What is up, people? Matt here again. So I thought I'd do another kind of discussion video instead of a top 5 or the other stuff that I do. And this is it's a quite varied topic, quite based out widely. But it's a topic that I think needs to be talked about nonetheless. So you're asking, what is the topic about? Well, it's about hype. So hype in games. So for those of you who don't know what hype is, and I'm sure most of you do, hype is basically a lot of people really kind of praising the game before it's even out. And they're just making it sound like it's like going to be the best game ever. So they're hyping it up, getting on the hype train, so to speak. That's what people say anyway. So I thought, let's talk about let's use a more recent example first of all, and then I'll go on to another example. So obviously, what's been hyped about most this year? Obviously, Destiny was probably the most hyped game out this year. There's no denying that. It got the most pre-orders out of like any game nearly ever. It's going to get Game of the Year, obviously, I assume. But here's the thing, Destiny, this game right here, was so overhyped. It was unbelievably hyped. And do you know what? The hype has really it's hurt the game. I've got to be honest. People were saying this is going to be a Halo MMO. Yeah, it's not that. It's not, okay. So hype can only be a bad thing, generally speaking, because if you hype a game, it will never live up to the hype. If you hype a game so much, it's never going to live up to the hype. It doesn't matter how good the game is. So let's talk about a game that's not even out yet. It hasn't even been announced. We don't even know if it exists. Fallout 4. Holy crap, is Fallout 4 hyped? There's like a hype train going every couple of weeks nearly, and Fallout 4 will not be able to live up to the hype it's getting, okay? I'm going to say that right now. I'm a Fallout fan, okay, but it's just not going to live up to the hype. It's impossible. It cannot live up to the hype it's gotten now. The game's like, we've been waiting for the game for like over half a decade, okay? We're coming up to like 7-8 years of waiting for the game. It's not going to be able to live up to the hype it's given. We're going to be disappointed by it, or at least it's just not going to live up to the hype. It's impossible, because no game is perfect. That's just a fact. No game is perfect. There will always be minor little things about the game that could always be improved. It's just a fact. So hype is just not a good thing for games to have. It hurts the game in the long run, even though, and let's get one thing straight, there's a difference between hype and support for the game. There's a big difference between that, because a lot of people that support the game are generally fans with good intentions, whereas hype, anyone can hype anything, even if they're not a fan of a game. I'm sure the people that have never played a Fallout game that are hyping Fallout 4, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Just hype is just not a good thing, okay? And hype is always going to leave us disappointed, and it's a shame. It really is. So yeah, guys, hype. Try not to hype games. I've got a few tips to avoid hype. Don't like any game-specific Facebook pages, so don't like Fallout 4 page, because the hype will be there. Try not to look up news on the internet, because hype will be around there. Basically, just try and stay in the dark. If it's a game you're really looking forward to, it sounds really strange, but try to avoid any news about it so the hype doesn't start building up, because if you start getting really hyped for the game, you're only going to be disappointed. Do yourself a favour, don't get hyped for games, or if you're going to get hyped, just a little bit, so it's not going to be completely destroyed by how you feel about the game. So yeah. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you on the next video. Bye now.